Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll quickly look at the game between young players Andrey Esipenko and Abdusattorov from Uzbekistan. So 6 rounds passed and 5 players with 4.5 points. Caruana saved the game where he was losing according to Engine, but a bit losing, yeah, it was quite narrow. And so 5 players leading, and quite surprisingly Evgeny Nair, who has been, I think, commentating a lot and not being like a full-time chess player right now. He's like doing very well with +3 and playing tomorrow Firuja, who is now playing for France. So good for him. Firuja might, I've heard that he might change for US team or something, but we'll see. Alright, so Andrey plays white and he played d4. I think he's more positional player, but now it's not that like Capablanca played a lot of d4. Yeah, it's today maybe not that relevant. c4 is 6, knight f3, and c5. This is going for benoni. Yeah, and Engine already asks a question like showing that it's inaccuracy actually. So d5, d6, knight c3, g6, and h3. I actually haven't seen this move, but I like it. Like the idea that white takes this g4 square, very important. And actually I was quite, I don't know, I liked what Esipenko played in the opening, a very fresh, I think, approach. So when you're playing white against benoni, I think that this move is seen in many variations. Yeah, so you don't want to give a black option to exchange because these two pieces, they interfere with each other for this d7 square. Yeah, and if you play something like a6 and b6 and put your bishop on b7, it's not very active there, so it's a problem with this opening. So bishop g7, bishop f4, aiming for this d6, and another option is to play bishop g5, but I think likewise in Queen's Gambit, white now tends to put the bishop on f4. It is more solid, and in the same time it also this pin is not easy to use. Yeah, this static attack may be more useful. And e3 again, that I think if I play for white in this position, it wouldn't come to my mind to play this modest e3, but actually very unpleasant to go for this risk, yeah, with this backward pawn and giving all the space advantage to white. But in the meantime, just normally black attacks the e4 and they have this counterplay with rook e8, but here is nothing to attack really and very unpleasant to play. Knight a6 is played by black, and here Esipenko made a good thought what to do. I think that these players, they value bishops, grandmasters. You don't want to give up the bishop, but it's just too good odds, yeah, when you give up it bis tempo and you break this pawn structure on the queen side. So it's the best move actually, and Andrey thought about it for 30 minutes. Rook c1, rook b8, and simply b3. Yeah, again, I wouldn't play like this, but I think it's by far the best move. Just shutting down this rook on the b file. a5, castles, and rook b4. Black wants to play at some point c4, but just have to make sure that if a3 is played, then they don't lose this pawn immediately. Rook e1, developing and bringing all pieces to the attack. Knight h5, opening up the bishop. Rook h2 and f5. Standard move for Benoni, but I think that at this point White's position is better, clearly, yeah, because I don't see plan. You cannot play f4 really, even though Ancient plays this move, because White will play e4 and then they will push this pawn, and this attack is just it's not working out. This knight is misplaced, so this move was prepared by Noderbeck, but didn't work out. Just this knight a6, a3. So Andrey forces the rook back, rook b7, and now he plays e4 himself. So another issue with this playing f5 is that it terribly weakens your king. Yeah, and this exchange, I think, in this, when White is so well developed, they can go for these exchanges. This knight goes to e4, and then extremely hard to defend is d6 pawn, and if you don't defend it, then it just black collapses. So Noderbeck took this knight. I'm not sure that it's the best move, but Ancient proposes some ridiculous moves like bishop to h6, saying that this is the best, or f4, yeah, which is which gives White, I think, huge advantage. This bishop attacks this pawn, and e4 is coming, knight e4, then just White's position is just winning. So he took the knight, we can understand him, but Ancient still says that it's kind of bad move. Takes, and knight d2. So Andrey wants to, he doesn't waste the tempo on taking the pawn. He wants to capture it with the knight, or knight can go to c4, and the idea is to attack this core pawn on d6. Knight f6, he just takes, and bishop f5. So if black plays something like rook f7, then bishop g3, yes, cementing this f2 pawn. And again, very good structure for White here. Yeah, h3, nothing really to attack, and black has very bad king actually, and White controls this e file, and I don't know, it's just too bad position for black. So he tries something different. Bishop f5, a4. Just takes the pawn, rook c1, and rook b2. Bishop g3, again preventing any kind of taking on h3, and the bishop just excellent defender here. And in this position, Noderbeck blundered, but his position is clearly very bad. Because it's just too passive, yeah, and there is a lot of plans, but I think the main is like to play something like bishop e3, queen e1, but and then attack the king. So he played queen f6, just developing, I think. He didn't see for any tactical ideas because he has some initiative, but his structure-wise, he's he's losing. And Andrey played winning move. So in this position, Andrey played the winning move, which is bishop to e5. Just very nice interference. If pawn takes, then rook takes here, and white is winning the exchange. And if rook takes, then obviously queen is hanging. So in this position, Norderbeck resigned. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.